It's time to play our championship duel format. We will play in flights once again, so the 2s and 4s will play first when they have finished. The 1s, 3s, and 5s will follow. Everything else is the same. The first team to win on 3 courts wins the national championship. Starting with the 2s and 4s, both of these courts are streaming live on the ESPN app. But we are going to start with the 2s, and this 2-pair, Megan Kraft and Sammy Slater for USC, have been very tough, but Elena Chacon and Madison Fitzpatrick were the only ones to take them down in the last meeting.
All season long, and it was a 2 straight victory for this Florida State team.
USC wearing those red jerseys, Florida State in the black jerseys. Fitzpatrick with the bump set to Elena Chacon, and that is out. An early point for Kraft and Slater.
Really nice dig by Elena Chacon, pulling off the net, digging. That's the strength of this defense.
Yeah, this USC pair, before that loss yesterday, they were the 6th pair to win 25 straight matches. Fitzpatrick going into the angle, but what has made Meg Kraft and Sammy Slater such a good duo?
Well, they complement each other. Meg Kraft is so steady. She is a great blocker. She's a U20 world champion from last summer in Thailand. And Sammy Slater is a crafty, long, lanky defender who's tough to read in transition because of her left arm swing.
Megan Kraft actually played with Tina Gradina at the 1s last season when USC won the national championship. They were the Pac-12 pair of the year, and she was the Pac-12 freshman of the year.
How about Elena Chacon? Amazing block in the angle. She is only 5'9", but she is big at the net, big jumper.
And a very smart duo. This duo for Florida State, the only team ever to win 5 matches, and the ace.
We talked about it earlier today, but Elena Chacon is serving and running to the net. That is the strength of this team. Earlier today, they did a little bit of split blocking where Madison Fitzpatrick spent some time at the net as well.
Yeah, so Chacon serves and runs up, trying to defend Meg Kraft, but it's a hard thing to do.
It is, especially in terms of height, the matchup. Meg Kraft is very long at the net. Good middle serve, and Sammy Slater puts up a pretty hand set. That time, Madison Fitzpatrick cheating a little bit on defense.
You know, you look at Megan Kraft when she played at Tina Gradina, and you ask, you know, why would you break those up? But those are 2 good blockers.
Yeah, I believe he made 2 stronger pairs by splitting those 2 up and putting them with very confident and competent defenders.
And it obviously has worked for this group of Kraft and Slater, who are 26-1 on the season. Fitzpatrick serving for Florida State. And here comes Slater.
Really nice high over the angle. Sammy Slater goes cross court. Starts with a good pass. And look at that sweet set by Meg Kraft. All the options open for Sammy Slater inside out.
And so they switch sides every 7 points. We are playing to 21 points in the first 2 sets. You have to win by 2. Playing in flights, that means there's only 2 courts in action right now. That gives the coaches a chance to be at every court. Most of this week, we have been playing all 5 pairs at the same time, so the 3 coaches on each staff have to pick where they want to go.
Yeah, this is much more strategy, right? You've got a coach in each box talking about strategic changes that they can make if they need to make them all match long.
Fitzpatrick, nobody on. Just wide.
USC has served the ball well enough to get Elena Chacon and Madison Fitzpatrick off the net, and it's paying off for easy points.
We saw Dane Blanton there, the head coach of USC, an Olympic gold medalist, led this team to a national championship last season. Oh, good save by Meg Kraft, who was pulling off that net. It was going to be a free ball opportunity, but it was just a little too short for Sammy Slater.
Well, Florida State fought hard to stay in that rally. There you see Dane Blanton, the gold medalist in 2000 in Sydney with partner Eric Fonoimawana. Second straight year in the championship match.
Yeah, this is the 5th appearance in the finals for USC, more than any other school. This is, of course, in the NCAA era. Sammy Slater down the line, a 1-point lead for USC. And Brooke Niles, a very experienced coach, 201 wins now as the head coach of the Seminoles.
And one of the most competitive people I've ever met. She just drives this team. She's a great role model and really cares so much about this team. Prior to this match, she was fighting for more time for her team to recover because they wanted to have a good match.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that, Holly, because remember, we did play in flights in Florida State's last match, the semifinal against UCLA. So the 2s and 4s had over 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah, but my guess is they were out there cheering on their teammates so that they could win that match. So they were out in the hot sun.
So do you think it's enough time in between?
They're young, and they're playing for an NCAA title. I believe they're going to dig deep and find that.
I will say in juniors, they're used to playing a lot of matches in one day, right?
They are. They play pool play and then playoffs, so they play many more matches than they've had to play here. Maybe not the same intensity.
Right.
Let's go, Sam.
Chacon using the handset for Fitzpatrick and gets past Meg Craft.
Aggressive, challenging the big block of Meg Craft of SC, and it pays off for Florida State.
So we'll keep an eye on the 2s. Want to bring in the 4s. First time we're seeing them today. Jordan Polo, Morgan Chacon on the left side. Audrey Norse and Nicole Norse on the right side for USC. They just keep upping and upping their game, talking about the Norse twins. And remember, they have experience playing in a championship duel because they were at the 5s last year. Oh, got it over. Audrey Norse blocking up at the net. To the back line, Jordan Polo.
Audrey and Nicole Norse out of Newport Beach. Their father was an All-American swimmer and water polo player at USC. They've got an older brother, Garrett, at USC, so a lot of USC in their family.
Yeah, and here they are representing their school. Officially juniors, if you count that 2020 season. That's a nice shot from Nicole Norse.
Nicole Norse, the lefty. Both teams have a lefty. Jordan Polo for Florida State and Nicole Norse for USC with a sharp angle. Look at this hard approach. She jumps hard. That's something she's really worked hard on this season, being a more dynamic attacker.
Now, Holly, I know you've had the chance to coach the Norse twins. What kind of sets them apart, the difference between Audrey and Nicole with their game?
Well, they're very similar in the way that they're very strong in the hand setting, and that's such an important skill. I feel like Nicole Norse might be a little bit better in the backcourt. Audrey a little stronger at the net blocking, but they're interchangeable in so many ways, and they're such hard workers. I told you about the USC family. I forgot to tell you the mom. She's a Bruin.
Ooh.
Yep. She was a song girl,
spicy.
played golf at UCLA, so there's a lone Bruin in that family.
Well, she did not get the USC-UCLA matchup because Florida State had something to say about that.
Yeah.
Important to note, too, that the Norse twins did not have a fall season. They were both out with elbow injuries, could not train, but have put in the work here in the spring. Swing, kill, Morgan Chacon.
Open net for Morgan Chacon means termination. She's so aggressive.
Chacon and Polo, they've won 12 of their last 14 matches, but yes, those 2 losses to this pair for USC. And a double contact called on the Trojans.
It's warm out there, lots of sweat on the arms of the passer, and sometimes that ball comes off their arms and slips through the hands of the setter. That's what happened right there.
Audrey not afraid to try it again. And it sends the defense of Florida State scampering.
I love that confidence going right back to your handsets. That's one of the strengths of this USC pair.
And if you've watched indoor volleyball, that set is going to look a little bit different than you see on the indoor side. What's the main difference on the beach?
It's a longer contact. In the wind, in the elements, it's a longer touch, but it's not that much longer.
We have started here in our national championship duel, the 2s and 4s in action on the sand in Gulf Shores. Early action here in our national championship duel. Only 2 courts in play at the moment, the 2s and the 4s. Both of these streaming live on the ESPN app, so you can pull up that court feed on your second screen. We go back to the 2s. Just a 1-point first set. We're playing to 21. And Sammy Slater right down the middle.
Pretty good serve by Florida State. They pulled Sammy Slater all the way to the middle of the court, a little off the net, but Sammy Slater still able to side out.
If this is anything like the semifinal that we just watched, I mean, this is going to go back and forth. It was so close. Florida State pushed UCLA to the brink, and it was the Seminoles coming out on top to earn the right to play here. Florida State, the lowest seed to play in the NCAA championship at 5.
Elena Chacon so good in transition, attacking that middle. One of the keys, Brooke Niles told me, was this service pressure. They need to get USC uncomfortable. They're too big and powerful if they're in system all day.
I made USC guess on that one, but it will go long. And I feel like in that first duel, the semifinal, UCLA and Florida State, the team that was tough, that was aggressive, that put the pressure on, found the advantage here and there.
Even though it was little,
yeah,
it was the difference.
Tight in the net, and yeah, Madison Fitzpatrick hands go up into the net as she tried to bump that ball.
The pass blew a little tight, trying to save that ball. Timeout, Florida State.
They're trying to feel out the conditions here. We haven't had a ton of wind today.
No, it's very minimal, but if you look at the flags, they've switched directions, so it's back to the way the wind was blowing on the first few days.
And so the good side on the left side of the court. Good side meaning the wind in your face. Bad side, wind at your back. Back over here at the 4s pair. Audrey Norris serving. Jordan Polo.
Nice redirection by Jordan Polo. USC able to dig the first ball, but it flew over, and FSU got another opportunity.
How's this battle been at the 4s, Christine?
Yeah, during the timeout, actually, I found this interesting. Assistant coach for USC, Gustavo Rocha, actually looked at the Norris twins and says, hey, we have to enjoy things a little bit more. We need to relax. I want to see more smiles and take more chances with the serves. Holly, I know you've worked with the Norris twins. I'm not sure if they look tight to you.
Well, I mean, this is a huge stage, huge match, and Gustavo Rocha is right. They need to relax and have fun. That's when they play their best volleyball.
This pair of Audrey Norris and Nicole Norris have not lost a match at the NCAA championship. Gustavo Rocha.
He was actually Tina Gradina's coach at the
Yes.
Olympic Games. And he will coach them all summer long on the FIVB tour, his pair from Latvia. So they've got a busy summer ahead.
It must be nice for Tina to have that consistency at USC and in the international stage.
Definitely.
Nice swing and connection from Polo to Morgan Chacon.
Not sure why Audrey and Nicole Norris want to continue to go with the big hitter Chacon. Maybe last time they played, it was to their benefit, but I think maybe a few more serves in the direction of Jordan Polo. She's tougher to read as a lefty, but you force the best hitter on the court to set, and I think that's a good thing for USC if you want that.
Yeah, and this USC pair, they did win the last match on Saturday against FSU in straight sets.
But it was close.
It was close. That second set was 24-22. And remember, you played a 21. So again, Chacon's going to have an opportunity to attack this ball, and she converts.
Yep, Morgan Chacon answering the challenge. I'm wondering if Gustavo Rocha might decide to change up the strategy. Good pass by Morgan Chacon and a pretty bump set by Jordan Polo. That's what you're making the opponent really comfortable. Morgan Chacon wants to hit the ball. She wants to pass the ball. Make her set.
Stuffed by Audrey Norse.
In that transition set, a little too tight to the net, playing into the block of USC.
So let's see where USC takes this serve. Do they go at Jordan Polo this time? They do. And it's an attacking error.
I just think that's playing to the strengths of USC, and Jordan Polo is a very good side-out player, but Morgan Chacon isn't as comfortable setting the ball on the beach.
They go back to Polo. This time, Florida State takes the option, and it's an attacking error again.
So USC pivoted in terms of strategy, and it's paying off for them.
They now have a 2-point lead.
The rhythm isn't the same when Jordan Polo is receiving serve and Morgan Chacon is siding out, and that's what USC noticed, and it's a good change.
Yeah, and so now USC needs 2 more points to take the opening set at the 4s. They take a timeout there. We go to the 2s now. Kraft and Slater ahead of Chacon and Fitzpatrick. Attacking error by Maddie Fitzpatrick.
We have seen this team of Chacon and Fitzpatrick play flawless volleyball. And right now, it's all about USC. They are playing flawless volleyball, and they know, they have a ton of respect for this pair from Florida State.
Don't you think, though, they want another shot after yesterday, losing their first match to these
Exactly,
two?
that's what I'm saying. You don't think both of these athletes went back and watched film to see what they can do better?
And ironically, after coming in as the only undefeated pair for USC, they were the only pair for the women of Troy to lose a match in this tournament so far. Elena Chacon finds a spot on that sideline.
She is so good at getting on top of that ball, even when she doesn't have a lot of court to attack into. Good quick angle swing from the middle of the court. She's gonna bomb her serve and run to the net to block.
And Chacon pulls. Meg Kraft taking advantage.
It's amazing, Meg Kraft, even when she's off the net, can hit with range. It's a good apex on that set, just a little bit off, and Maddie Fitzpatrick a little late shifting into that angle.
Set point USC. No touch. USC takes the opening set at the 2s.
Pretty dominant win there, but I'm guessing Chacon and Fitzpatrick will regroup and respond.
Yeah, and we've seen them do that time and time again in this tournament, so that should be an exciting second set at the 2s. Meanwhile, Florida State trying to catch up at the 4s. Nicole Norse, that lefty look.
Morgan Chacon claiming there was some contact under the net. Not sure if it was both of them, but it didn't look like Florida State had a play on the ball. Glad nobody got hurt, though. Those tight balls to the net, you worry about that.
So if Florida State had a play at the ball, you think that would have been an interference call? Yeah. Set point USC. Polo digs it out. On the line.
We're used to seeing power from Morgan Chacon, but that time just a nice hand contact down the line away from the defender. Doesn't get better than that.
Perfect placement. Second set point, USC. Audrey Norse with the bump set to Nicole. The first set goes to the 4s and the 2s of USC. It's a national championship duel here in Gulf Shores. One team looking to wear the crown. Happy Mother's Day to those moms. We don't deserve moms. They're pretty awesome. Happy Mother's Day to you, Holly.
Well, thank you. There are a lot of beautiful moms and their daughters. I love it.
Fantastic. Pretty nice way to spend your Mother's Day. Possibly watching your daughter play in this national championship duel. Courtney Lyle, Holly McPeak, Christine Williamson with you. First flight is in action. Both of the opening sets going to USC, and we're back here with the 2s. Megan Kraft and Sammy Slater came out strong against a pair who defeated them yesterday. Yeah, she'll take that line.
Yeah, Sammy Slater has been so aggressive in transition, and she's rangy. That left hand is hard to stop, especially out of the middle of the court, but credit Meg Kraft with the sweet transition set.
Not only is Sammy Slater such a great beach volleyball player, but she has stepped up into that leadership role. You know, when she was a freshman, she watched how the upperclassmen led and really respected them. So she came into this season intentional about guiding this freshman class and leaving her legacy.
Big time block by Meg Kraft. She's just a sophomore, but she is amazing. Good block move. I think she just read ball and went and got it. I don't even think that was the block call. She's allowed to do that.
Yeah, she can
She's
do
got
that
the
for
green
sure.
light.
And so timeout at the 2s. We go to the 4s. What stood out about that first set at the 4s?
Well, it was 3 airs in a row, I believe, by Florida State when they changed strategies and went to Jordan Polo. There were a couple of hitting airs. There was an option ball out, and that kind of opened things up for USC.
And Audrey Norse with this shot here. We'll see if USC kind of keeps that same strategy of serving at Jordan Polo. That makes Morgan Chacon have to set the ball, maybe not her best skill on the sand.
Well, she's very comfortable. She's a 6 rotation outside hitter, right? So she's passing and hitting every ball indoors. That's her strength. She doesn't have to set that much.
Right.
And I think that's the hardest skill on the beach. You see the block calls, those are 4s. That means big dives into the angle on the block.
Audrey tracks it down.
And that's what you do against a 4. Because the blocker's diving that way, you see it in a little shot over, and it's tough to defend.
Oh, Audrey got all the way to that. And then Morgan Chacon using her power.
Yep, very good. Gets her feet to that ball. Sharp angle. She really has nice offensive range for Florida State.
So we give you the signals here that Morgan Chacon is showing Jordan Polo.
You see, okay, an angle on the lefty. So she's going to block angle. Not a big dive, just a little one. But a good seam shot. That one just a little bit, little tiny roll shot over the block. Defenders in the backcourt. So between the blocker and the defender. USC being creative with her offense. See double ones and who to serve. Good attack by Jordan Polo at the retreating blocker for USC.
Keeps it close at 6-all. Going to 21 once again. Florida State has to win this set to force a third set. Service error by Morgan Chacon.
Morgan Chacon staying aggressive from the service line. I like that. I like that you just have to dial it back if you're making too many errors.
Yeah, good for Jordan Polo. She really had to work on that set.
Well played ball. She gets her feet there, clearing the block. And because of her approach as a lefty, it looks like she's going to hit angle the whole time. That's what makes that shot so good. Good pass. Look, she kicks way outside so she can hit the angle. That holds the defender in the angle and then goes over line.
Nicole gets up in time to take a swing. And USC taking the option, Audrey Norris to the corner.
Well, Nicole Norris took her time on that ball, pushed that first contact up. She backs up, long touch, good lift, and that gives Audrey Norris the option to attack on two to the corner. You want to take care of all those first contacts.
How does going on the option, going on the second contact, what does that do to a defense?
Well, usually the defense is not set up traditionally on the second contact. They're still not in position. A lot of times it's a server running up to the net to block and you want to go on two. So all these things keep the defense on their toes.
Fantastic second set here at the fours. Tied at 8.
You hear the communication from Nicole Norris to Audrey Norris. Line, line, line. Audrey Norris trusts her sister. Pays off.
Goes over. Eaten up by Nicole Norris.
That ball set a little bit too tight to the net. Nicole Norris owns the net. When you're the blocker and something comes tight, you want to get up aggressive and push it away from the other team. There you see double lines. Well played by Jordan Polo, attacking the seam high at that retreating blocker. Not quite sure how Jordan Polo plays without glasses on, especially with the sun reflecting off this white sand.
I thought about that in their first duel of the day when they were playing UCLA. Like, she doesn't have a hat or sunglasses.
She's the only player playing without glasses. Good court vision, but for Audrey and Nicole Norris, if they're in system and they have a pretty handset, they're going to side out at a high clip. So Florida State has to up their service game. Another double line call on the block.
In comes Jordan Polo, and she is blocked by Audrey Norris.
They've stayed with the same defensive call, but it pays off here. This ball set a little bit tight, trying to sneak it by that line block, but Audrey Norris there for USC.
So they take a seat at the fours. Audrey and Nicole Norris up 12-9. Checking in at the twos right now. These are the only two courts in action as we're playing in flights. Once they're finished, the 1s, 3s, and 5s will take to the sand. Sammy Slater. Elena Chacon. Yes!
Right now, USC touching every ball defensively. They weren't able to transition it, but Elena Chacon digs that middle ball and then goes high, deep, out of the reach of the long arms of Meg Craft.
Service error, Elena Chacon. So they will take a seat at the twos with USC leading 13-8 in the second set. The women of Troy took the first set in both of these spots. Well, there's been a very short history of this NCAA Beach Volleyball Championship, but USC, they won the first two in 2016 and 2017. Then it was UCLA's turn, 2018 and 2019 champs, before the women of Troy claimed back that national title in 2021, and they're trying to repeat. Once again, USC already with those 3 NCAA titles. They also have 1 AVCA title from 2015, but a Florida State win would mean there's new blood in the NCAA National Championship pool.
Well, they're definitely pushing for that, making a very competitive final here.
Let's head back over to the fours and check in on the Norse twins facing Chacon and Polo.
That was a right-hand cut from the left-handed Nicole Norse. That's not easy to do.
Getting dangerous with both hands. To the back line for Jordan Polo. Christine, how have the Norse twins looked?
Yeah, Holly, I actually probably need you to help us understand something. During the last timeout, Gustavo said, keep everything simple, half point on the serve. And this is the part that I didn't understand. Stay on the 3rd floor. I'm not sure if you can decipher that.
Not sure what their code means. I'm guessing that they want to elevate the game and keep it at a high level, but don't quite know.
I'm sure the Norse twins do. That one was tight at the net, and it was Florida State taking control of that, throwing it down. Morgan Chacon stepping back to serve. In order to win this duel, one team must win at 3 out of the 5 pairs. Cut it sharply, Nicole Norse.
Florida State digging some balls, but just not able to turn them into swings. This is a free ball opportunity. Nicole Norse again working for her approach, and that cut shot's working for her.
This time with the left hand?
That was the left correct hand. Actually, whatever hand puts it away.
That's
the
true.
Correct hand.
They'll take it. And that goes long. It was not touched. Point Florida State.
This is a must-win set right now for Florida State.
Where will Jordan Polo go here? Right down the middle, but it is long.
It's a good idea to try and split the two Norse twins down the middle, make them communicate, pull one of the hitters into the middle of the court.
Service error, Nicole Norse.
I'm guessing Gustavo Hocha wants them to stay on the 3rd floor by keeping their game elevated. You don't want to let your game drop in terms of level.
61 career wins as a pair for the Norse twins. That is 5th in USC history. And we saw them here in this championship duel last season playing at the 5s. They went 27-4 last season. Audrey off the block.
Big block by Morgan Chacon, but that ball goes off her hands, out of bounds for the USC point. Audrey and Nicole Norse using that same block signal, double ones.
And they serve at Jordan Polo again. Polo getting crafty with the poke over the block.
Would love to see them mix it up a little bit more, or maybe go more at Jordan Polo's middle. And then they can switch it up instead of keeping her on the pin, because that line shot is very effective for Jordan Polo.
Nicole, yeah, did you see her little reaction? She turned her head to the side. She'll take it.
Yeah, well, she was set way off the net, but she was able to get a break. For some reason, both Audrey and Nicole have gone away from their hand setting. Not sure if they're super sweaty, if it's slipping through their hands, but the last 3 sets have been with their platform.
What difference does it make when you're the hitter, whether you're getting a bump set or a hand set?
Both of them prefer to hit a hand set. It's a really nice rhythmic set. The bump set can be as good, but both of them are really picky in terms of that, and they love a good hand set.
Point Florida State.
So Jordan Polo's recognizing they're doing the same thing defensively every time, so she knows where to attack. That's where I'm saying they have to shift that and do something else, at least once or twice. Keep them guessing.
There's a nice hand set.
Great chase by Chacon.
Yes, Polo and Chacon get it back over. Audrey Norse.
Nicole Norse going back to her hands, and it pays off in transition if you're able to get that kind of a swing. What a dig by Polo. The chase by Chacon to stay in that rally. And this is round number 2. Good swing, a little sharper that time by Audrey Norse.
So they take a seat here. The Norse twins need 2 more points to win the match at the 4s. Back to the 2s we go. Kraft and Slater up 17-15. Sammy Slater, the easy roll. Elena Chacon answers back with some firepower.
Elena Chacon is a special kind of athlete. The way she gets under that ball, digs it, and then pops up and crushes it in transition for Florida State.
Florida State right there, just down by a point to Kraft and Slater, who are trying to close the match out at the 2s. Want to remind you tonight, the Dodgers and the Cubs finish up their 3-game series at Wrigley Field. Our coverage begins at 6 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app with Baseball Tonight, Sunday Night Countdown that's coming up in about 30 minutes. But make sure you stick around with us. We still have a whole nother flight to go here at the NCAA Beach Volleyball National Championship. The 2s and 4s in action right now. Both are in a timeout. We'll get to see the 1s, 3s, and 5s take to the sand. If you're in one of those pairs playing in the second flight, how do you manage this time where you're watching your teammates play?
Good question. You're nervous.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all going to come down to you no matter what. So, you know, I think getting a really good warm-up, especially if you're USC, and kind of getting your mind right and not worrying about what's happening now.
Yeah, and especially if you're USC, because like what you said, they haven't played today.
Exactly.
Florida State has played already today.
Exactly, and yes, they might be a little tired, but I still think it's Florida State's advantage because they've already been out in these conditions.
Look, and even if one team were to win at both of these 2 courts, you could still win the duel. You only need 3 points to win. You could win on all 3 courts in the second flight.
True.
Match point coming for the Norse twins at the 4s. Polo goes at the pulling blocker.
Jordan Polo finding her side-out rhythm.
Second match point, USC. It'll be Nicole Norse. Pokes it to the back row. USC put a point on the board.
Right hand pokey by Nicole Norse, and I'll tell you, these 2 are really happy because last year they didn't have their best NCAA tournament, and they came out on a mission. Tight to the net, right hand poke deep over the defender to finish it off.
Well, this tournament has been great for the Norse twins. They are 3-0 in their matches in Gulf Shores this week. Their 25th sweep in 26 wins this season. They put the first point on the board for USC. Back to the 2s, and this is a close one. Megan Kraft and Sammy Slater lead, but only by a point over Elena Chacon and Madison Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick getting around Meg Kraft. She's hunting it down. Can't get there in time. Tie game.
But how about that sprint? The effort there trying to touch every ball. Meg Craft is one of a kind. Meg Craft and I have something in common.
Oh, yes?
She's got a twin brother, so
Oh,
do
yeah.
I. And he plays baseball at the Academy of Art in San Francisco. Kind of cool.
Very cool. Nice save by Madison Fitzpatrick. Craft with the cannon.
I feel like this pair of Slater and Craft are so sharp in every aspect, both setting each other very well and then obviously finding open sand.
They have only lost one match all season. It was yesterday to this Florida State pair. Wide.
All tied up, and Chacon and Fitzpatrick pressing here.
You have to win by 2. Sammy Slater gives match point to the 2s for USC.
USC just so comfortable. Perfect pass, perfect set, and Sammy Slater knows what to do with it. She's been here before.
Sammy Slater, an AVCA second-team All-American, along with her partner Megan Craft. Good block by Craft. Tied at 20.
Good fight from FSU in the middle of that rally. Meg Craft was showing different block signals, and that's because she's watching the play and reading the hitter's approach. See, she sticks up a 1 there, stays in the line, and Elena Chacon going away from her in the angle.
Fitzpatrick serves down the line at Slater.
Come on.
Second match point USC.
Late shift defensively from FSU, and USC makes them pay.
Florida State didn't have much choice, just had to poke it over. Long.
Sammy Slater came in full steam and missed that one just long.
Side switch here. This is the only court in play at the moment. USC leading the duel by a point, thanks to the 4s. She dropped it in.
How about that serve from Elena Chacon? She told her partner to stay at the net. That allows her to take a little bit more time to focus on her serve. Great pace on that ball, catching the line for the ace.
First set point, Florida State. Megan Craft puts it away, tied at 22.
Not sure what the defensive call was, but they gave Meg Craft way too much line on this play.
Yeah, Meg Craft took all of it. Block touch.
Good high flat swing by Madison Fitzpatrick of Florida State.
Second set point Florida State with Madison Fitzpatrick stepping back, trying to force that third set. Nobody on. Slater gets there. It's in! A third set coming. Chacon and Fitzpatrick never give up.
Madison Fitzpatrick, what an up on the short ball. Started with a good middle serve, got USC out of system, and that played right into Florida State's defense. Good block touch, Sammy Slater picks it up, little short bump, and then the quick strike from Elena Chacon of Florida State to the corner.
Wow, USC had 2 chances to end the match, could not take advantage. We will play a fast third set at the 2s when we come back to Gulf Shores. We are going to a third set at the 2s. Chacon and Fitzpatrick, they're 1-1 in third sets in this tournament. This is the first time that Kraft and Slater have gone to a third set. It will be shorter. We will play to 15 points. They have to switch sides every 5 points. USC already leading this duel 1-0 after earning a point at the 4 position. Chacon and Fitzpatrick, just a gritty group.
Well, the chemistry is real, and Brooke Niles talked about how much fun they are to be with and to watch play. Just their passion, the way they move together, their style of play is so exciting.
Point for Chacon and Fitzpatrick. This is the second NCAA tournament they're playing together. The last was in 2019. Reunited this year. They are roommates, best friends. Actually met coming to Florida State beach volleyball camp.
See the block signals from Madison Fitzpatrick. A 1 and a 3. They're going to block Sammy Slater's line.
Good hustle by Chacon, and she crushed it.
That play is not easy to do. Chacon slides under that ball, and she doesn't even get a full approach, but she pops off the ground. Watch how quick, look, she doesn't even get a full approach, just pops off the ground. So dynamic. What a point for Florida State.
Yeah, Elena Chacon, just an athlete.
Yeah, most of us humans need a full approach to attack that ball.
Florida State wants a touch. The hit landed wide. They give the point to USC.
It looked like it might have touched the outside of the block, but hard to see. It's happening right in front of the referee. Oh, didn't. No touch.
In by Madison Fitzpatrick.
Florida State has made a slight adjustment. Madison Fitzpatrick is trying to attack more out of the middle, and that pulls Megan Kraft, the blocker for USC, into the middle, and it gives the attacker more court to hit into on either side of the blocker.
We'll see if Florida State continues to make that adjustment. Here comes Megan Kraft. Power on the angle, gets it done.
Over the top, she just elevates. Good power in the cross court. And credit Sammy Slater with the sweet set.
Megan Kraft was the #1 beach recruit coming into USC, an AVCA Under Armour All-American, 4-year member of the USA Beach Volleyball Beach Program, and that was before she even got to USC. Elena Chacon.
Yeah, there you see it again. She's so good at stepping in the middle and taking the heat from Meg Kraft. She digs it, puts it right back into the Florida State sand.
That was more on the left side of the net, but it didn't matter. Madison Fitzpatrick, angle shot.
One arm stab on the retreat, and then Elena Chacon from the back line pushes her partner up to the net to attack. In transition, you go where you go, and that set was perfect by Elena Chacon.
Gives them a 2-point lead in this third set, playing to 15.
Come on out.
Oh, it's wide.
Unbelievable. What a response from this Florida State pair. I felt like USC was playing flawless volleyball early, probably the whole first and half of the second set.
USC, remember, they have had 2 match points, not set points, match points. And were not able to close out that second set. And here they are down 3 in the third. Good up by Chacon. Meg Craft, you bet.
Some good defense by Florida State, but USC ends that one. Dane Blanton and Gustavo Hocha on this court. They've got a double team going. Dane Blanton's such a great motivator.
And talking with him too, he wants to give his athletes every advantage, whether it's nutritionist, strength and conditioning, mental training, and that's a common theme from all the programs that we've seen here this week.
It is a big focus this year, especially on the mental part of the game.
You can rely on that training in these type of pressure situations.
Well, you look at the level of play on both sides of the net, it's pretty darn similar. So what's going to be the difference? And a lot of people, you're in the gym, right? You're working your skills, you're working your body, you got to work your mind too.
Got stuck up in the net. It's an 8-4 advantage, Florida State.
Unbelievable. What a turn of events, and USC wants a timeout to think about it.
The national championship duel. One court has already finished. USC leading the duel 1-0. You need 3 points to win. And Chacon and Fitzpatrick giving Craft and Slater everything and more in this comeback. Do you think chemistry plays a factor with these two and what they've been able to do so far in this match, talking about the Florida State pair?
Well, I think maturity, experience, and Nicholas Dana and Brooke Niles talked about the brain of Elena Chacon and how she likes to scheme, and she's a coach out there on the court. She and Madison Fitzpatrick, so experienced, and they made an adjustment in the middle of the match and they were able to turn things around. So chemistry is really important.
And we've seen times this season, I remember they were facing TCU. It was a third set, and TCU was a team who was #1 at one point this season. This group for Florida State was down 10-15, and they came back to win 15. They came back to win thanks to Elena's serve.
Yeah, I mean, they find a way, and the fire is there, the intensity is there, and you can see the look on their face. They are on a mission to win this. Elena Chacon chose a master's in coaching because Coach Niles has inspired her.
Coach Niles also working on her master's in coaching at Florida State while coaching this team.
Yeah, maybe they'll graduate together.
Oh, in between the pair by Sammy Slater.
That time open net, Sammy Slater right down the middle. Really nice set, up and down, perfect by Meg Craft, and Sammy Slater terminates that one.
Is there anything adjustment-wise that this USC duo can do down 3?
Well, I think service pressure, right?
Yeah.
I mean, anytime you can get a smaller team where you've got an advantage at the net, out of system, there you see Madison Fitzpatrick pull into the middle of the court.
Fitzpatrick just had to bump it over. Meg Craft punched it.
Look out below, Meg Craft coming in hot.
Christine, that could be a big momentum shift for USC.
Well, this is a scramble play and a free ball. Meg Craft wants that free ball.
Yeah, USC doing exactly what they talked about during that last timeout. Dane looked at them and said, you can't place the ball. You need to light it up. And obviously those last 2 kills for them is exactly what just happened.
Well, we've seen some power coming out of the USC side. We play on. Point USC.
Sammy Slater that time stuck on the left side. Good kill for USC, and now just trailing by 1 in this third set.
Timeout is taken. 8-7 advantage Florida State. WNBA tip-off weekend capped by our doubleheader tonight. Elena Deladon leading the Mystics against the Lynx, coming up at 8 p.m. Eastern, followed by Sue Bird and the Storm taking on Asia Wilson and the Aces. You can catch both games on ESPN2 and the ESPN app. USC's point in this duel came at the fours. Nicole and Audrey Norse, the twins, were able to defeat Morgan Chacon and Jordan Polo in straight sets. But Madison Fitzpatrick and Elena Chacon, a battle in that second set. And here we are, a close third.
And with a slight advantage, 1 point to Florida State.
This USC pair has taken to those adjustments. They've become a little more aggressive.
Well, I think Dane Bland talked about it before this tournament, before Wednesday, that USC had to come out swinging. They don't want to be the hunted. They want to go out and get it, and that's what he told this pair.
Yeah, and USC has looked pretty dominant this week. We started action on Wednesday with a single elimination day, which was the first time we've ever done that. It was chaotic and exciting, and now USC has gotten their way here. Let's take a look at the last 3 points in this set.
That would be a crush. That would be another crush. No let up there by Sammy Slater, and that's what Dane Bland wants to see from his players.
Here we go.
In for Madison Fitzpatrick.
FSU made a nice adjustment. They're moving Maddie Fitzpatrick out of the middle or on that back set, and that's allowing her to find open sand. Again, Elena Chacon is not going to run to the net. She's just going to focus on a tough serve.
Sammy Slater takes it back to the court.
That ball too easy in my opinion. Sammy Slater in system, a perfect set. She's able to go high and hard down that line.
I will say I love watching Meg Craft hand set.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing, especially if she's your partner.
Well, yeah. Elena Chacon around that block, and Florida State needs 5 more points for a point in the duel. Just inches away from Fitzpatrick. A great placement by Sammy Slater.
The problem right now is Florida State's going a little too tentative on the serve, trying to get it to Sammy Slater instead of putting that pressure on with the tough serve.
Service error by Slater.
2-point advantage Florida State, and the first one to 15 wins. One at a time, stay on it, says Dane Bland, head coach of USC, talking to his pair on the side switch.
This has been a gritty performance from Chacon and Fitzpatrick. Had to battle back in that second set, took it in extra points, 24-22, and here they are, up 11-9, looking to even the duel.
You see the block calls. Oh, a switch. So they're going to block the line on Sammy Slater and a 4 on Meg Craft. A little more pressure from the service line.
Fitzpatrick got a piece of that. She pulls on Craft. It got through, point USC.
That ball tight to the net, and Meg Craft is just a little bit longer than Madison Fitzpatrick of FSU. Look how tight this ball goes. You want the blocker to grab it. She was a little bit late on the press, and USC wins that point.
We're tied at 11.
Incredible, nice response by USC, able to score a few points with their defense.
It was 11-9 just moments ago, and now an even 11. Good shot by Madison Fitzpatrick.
Late defensive move by USC, and Madison Fitzpatrick, good quick line attack, knowing the defense is late to shift.
The throwdown, Megan Craft.
You and I actually had a conversation with the head referee here this morning. If that ball is on the plane of the net, Meg Craft is allowed to go up and get it. Really nice block by Chacon here. Not sure why the blocker was not going up to block that ball. I believe Elena Chacon thought it was coming over.
Tied at 12. Playing to 15, you have to win by 2. Oh, it's later just short. Advantage, Florida State.
What a chase by Meg Craft to stay in that rally. Sammy Slater just drops it a little short. The slow walk and talk. This is really important information that the coaches are giving the players. Someone's probably going to win this match on this side. Unless we continue to go extra points, which is very possible.
At this rate, what we've seen today,
yeah,
very possible. Elena Chacon with the volleyball behind the service line.
Here in the middle, too.
Boom, goes Slater.
Incredibly powerful hit in the angle. Elena Chacon was there and still couldn't come up with it.
Meg Craft serves at Fitzpatrick. Sammy Slater. Elena Chacon.
Elena Chacon is so calm every time she gets an opportunity. She takes her time, waits for that set, and then goes up, looks, good hand contact on the ball away from the defender.
Match point, Florida State. Sammy Slater ties it up at 14. Remember, USC has already had 2 match points today. They came in that second set before Chacon and Fitzpatrick finished it. Slater, great save. Good save for Chacon, too. Right down the middle. Second match point, Florida State.
I mean, I've said it before, but the way she pops up, she digs this middle ball. Meg Craft going to middle. I like that play. She pops up off the ground and gets on top of that ball, attacking deep middle. Really impressive by Elena Chacon of FSU.
Seems like she can do anything in the sand. comes right back at USC. Meg Craft will take a turn. Tied at 15.
Both players for USC have taken big swings. That one in transition by Meg Craft. I said somebody might win it on that last side, but I was wrong.
Yeah.
Extra points, I should have known.
Well, we're not surprised.
Come on.
Fitzpatrick turns it to the sideline.
That's the same play that USC did maybe 3 plays ago, and Maddie Fitzpatrick is attacking that line. USC is late on that, or they need to change up defensive strategies.
Third match point, Florida State. Tight, got it! The duel is even at a point apiece.
Incredible.
USC had 2 match points at the twos, but Elena Chacon and Madison Fitzpatrick said no.
And USC had those match points in the second set.
Yes. Watch this last play.
Tough serve and the overpass. A little more pop on the serve creates that point scoring opportunity. That ball gets away from Sammy Slater, and Elena Chacon, exclamation point for Florida State and the dual point.
It had to be exciting for Brooke Niles, their head coach, to watch, and she's standing by with Christine.
Brooke, I don't know how stressed you are because I'm stressed for no reason. How were you feeling during that duel?
I feel good. I believe in my team. We believe in each other. And they were down 10-5 in that second set and didn't quit against a team that they're so undersized against. So I like the fight-ness, and I'm not stressed at all. I'm just excited to watch them play.
I'll take on all the stress for you, no worries. Okay, so you have a second flight. What do your girls need to do moving forward?
I think we just need to keep fighting. If we can get the refs to actually make some good calls on the hands, we had some huge misses on both matches, so I'm a little disappointed in that, but we know we're not going to get anything here. We're not supposed to be here right now. We were supposed to lose on Wednesday to Cal Poly. We were down 7-3 the third, so anything we do is a fight, and we know it, and we're ready.
I know you like to say, remember how this feels, so remember how this feels, but they still have more to do.
A lot more to do, but it's going to be tough, but I believe in my team.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
This Florida State team ready to go, and we have 3 more courts that are waiting to get started. Drama building, as it should when you're playing for a national championship. This duel is even at 1 point apiece. Under 11 minutes until the second flight begins. USC, welcome back to the top! Your national champions, the USC Trojans!
I think defending something is always much harder than trying to achieve something for the first time.
Everyone gets up to play us, and so we don't have time to take their temperature. We got to attack them right away. The big challenge is to really stay hungry, stay on top of our game, and we've managed to do that.
We're just here to battle and respect our opponents along the way, because honestly, anyone can win on any given day.
Every team is coming for us, especially since we're the #1 seed, because people do see us as a threat and they want to take down the reigning champs.
And right now, Florida State is giving them a run for their money here in the national championship duel. Courtney Lyle, Holly McPeak, Christine Williamson with you. 2 courts have finished, and our score is tied at 1 point apiece. You need 3 points in order to win the national championship. It is time now for the 1s, 3s, and 5s to take to the sand. All 3 of these courts will be streaming live on the ESPN app, so you can head over there and select a certain court on your second screen while you follow along with us here on ESPN2. We're going to start with the 1s. How could you forget the performance that we just saw maybe a couple hours ago from Maddie Anderson and Brooke Bauer? It came down to their court in the semifinals in a 3rd set against UCLA.
An incredible fight, and Brooke Bauer was fantastic defensively. She had a great match and came up with some huge defensive points. for Florida State.
So a service error early by Brooke Bauer. Want to note too, they've had about 2 hours and 30 minutes since their match ended, and now they're starting this one. It was a quick turnaround, but the flights should help, whereas USC, this is their first time playing today. And down the line and in goes Maddie Anderson.
You see Tina Gardina made a big block move, but Maddie Anderson tough to stop at the net. She's got lots of size. She'll run up to the net. Actually, they're splitting to start this match.
So Brooke Bauer at the net. Yeah, we've seen Maddie Anderson be the one, number 1 in black, to be the blocker.
And I believe that happens usually at the end of a match for matchups. But for Maddie Anderson, it gives her a little break and more time to focus on her serve if she doesn't have to run up to the net and block.
Any advantage for the Florida State pair having played already today?
I feel like they're in a good rhythm. They played fantastic just earlier, came up with a big win. For USC, they've been sitting in their condo all day long. So, you know, I'm sure USC focused on a long warm-up, but this is a team with a 29-match win streak.
Yeah, Tina Gradina and Haley Harward have only lost 1 match this season. It was to UCLA. That was in by Brooke Bauer.
Jump serve ace right down the middle. That was one of the keys when I talked to Brooke Niles-Lucena this morning. She said we have to be aggressive from the service line to set up point scoring.
And Florida State on a roll right now.
Really nice control at the net. Maddie Anderson making sure to press those hands over the net.
Yeah, Anderson and Bauer were able to take a set from Tina Gradina and Haley Harward when these two teams met earlier in the tournament. They won that second set 21-12.
But USC able to come back in that third set 15-9. You see Summer Nash, the assistant coach for Florida State, talking to her pair. And then Laurel Weaver for USC, the volunteer assistant coach for USC.
Haley Harward serve.
That serve is way too easy from Haley Harward. I mean, she needs to turn it up. Against a high-level team like Brooke Bauer and Maddie Anderson, you got to go for it. You see the result of that easy serve.
Yeah, a point for Florida State, and Maddie Anderson gets to serve. Goes at Tina Gradina. Cuts it into the angle.
Tina Gradina has this approach, and it's so hard to read. Like, it's a little bit goofy foot, they call it. Karch had the same approach, Karch Karai, but it's really hard to read where she's going, and that time just taps it down in the angle. Maddie Anderson going for that high cross ball. It worked really well against UCLA, but that time traveled a little long.
Tina Gradina back to serve. And then runs up to the net. Maddie Anderson on the attack. Works around Maddie Anderson. Haley Harward tacks on the point.
And that's the aggressive play that I'd love to see from the service line. Haley Harward can get up and terminate for USC.
Now, Haley Harward, she talked about what her focus has been this season. One of those is realizing that any ball on the sand across the net is good. It doesn't have to be the perfect shot. If it gets down, take it.
Finding open sand is crucial that time. Really nice decision offensively by Florida State.
And this is a player in Haley Harward, started her career at Long Beach State. She wanted to play both indoor and beach, did that. And then when she came to USC, focused only on beach. And I think she realized just the ceiling that she had. I mean, she had so much growth ahead of her on the beach.
Well, playing full-time and getting those reps full-time all year round. She was able to train in the summer, try and qualify for AVP events. And that really helped elevate her game and give her more confidence.
Yeah, definitely, as Dane Blanton says, probably the best athlete in the country. Stuffed by Tina.
Tina Gradina, good hands. She's so quick. I talked about her speed. That's what makes her so good. It's that she fakes like she's going to pull, and then she goes back up to block. And as a hitter, you see the fake, and then you want to hit, and then she's there. One of the tricks of playing against Tina Gradina and the challenges.
Two-time Pac-12 Player of the Year, an Olympian for Latvia, that 4th place finish in the Tokyo Games. And just a missed contact by Harward.
Well, what a great play by Tina Gradina, and Haley Harward thought about it too much. She just goes in and terminate. No one's going to stop her. With power, she's just so high in the air.
It's tight. Wow.
Are you kidding me? Tina Gradina was so quick to get that ball. It looked like it was going into the blocker's hands, and then she cut it off. But this is the speed that I was talking about. She goes and gets it first, and then great body control not to net.
It's incredible how well she moves in the sand. It looks like she's not even on sand.
She started way wide, like she was lined up to block the ball, and then a big step into the angle. Her speed creates problems for the team on the other side of the net because they don't know what she's going to do.
Anna Collier, the previous longtime head coach of USC, she saw Tina Gradina at the U17 World Championships. Now, Tina was too young for Anna to call her at the time, but I think it was like midnight Latvian time. She called her immediately because she wanted her to be a part of the USC program, and you see why.
Yeah, and at that time, Tina was a track and field athlete as well.
And competed as a heptathlete for 6 years.
Anna Collier lured her to USC, and I think she even met with the track coach, just trying to get her to come say, hey, talk to the track coach. But then when she got there, she said, I want you playing full-time beach, which that was okay for Tina.
Yeah. Obviously had Olympic dreams, fulfilled those, but not satisfied, ready to try to qualify and get ready for Paris. Great layout by Harward, they still go! Just a team of athletes. Can Maddie Anderson get one down? Oh my goodness, that rally.
Incredible. The speed over the, look at Haley Harward get under that, and the full sprint by the track and field athlete, Tina Gradina out of Latvia, and then in transition, late drop into the angle. The foot speed's incredible, and then the reaction and control. Tomahawk dig by Haley Harward, and then that's what I'm talking about. That's how you score a point, Haley Harward.
Oh my gosh, that rally was crazy, and they will take a seat after that. Probably need a break for a second. The hustle. Gradina and Harward up 9-12. We flip over to the fives now. Caitlin Moon, Raylan White facing Molly Eberton and Sunny Villalpando. That serve is long. This pair for Florida State, Caitlin Moon and Raylan White, struggled a little bit early in this tournament, but guess what? They've won their last 2 matches.
Yeah, so momentum going in the right direction, and I talked specifically to Brooke about that this morning. She said, look, my fives are coming on strong. I'm really happy with that.
That shot is going to be short. FSU will take it.
This is a pretty big pair for FSU. You've got Caitlin Moon at 6 feet and Raylan White at 5'11". That's a long team. They split the duties at the net.
That's tight. Raylan White will take it.
That ball carried away from Sunny Villalpando and towards the FSU player at the net. Good serve.
Molly Eberton
Great set and call by Sunny Villapando, another player playing without glasses. Good pass right there, and then Molly Eberton works for her approach. That gives her the ability to go angle or line. Good decision there.
Yeah, Sunny Villapando started her career at Stanford 4 years as a beach captain of the Stanford Cardinal, helped them get to this tournament last season, their first appearance.
She also, while she was at Stanford, won the Spirit of Sport Award. Great leader, great student.
Eberton and Villapando up 12-8 in the opening set. With the duel tied at a point apiece, both of these teams still need to win on 2 courts in order to win the national title.
Caitlin Moon, high seam for Florida State, and they will sit down for a technical timeout.
Second flight underway. Still a lot to play before we crown a champion. USC playing for it all, the biggest prize on the beach. The Seminoles, this is their 3rd appearance in the championship duel. Have not won a national title, but this USC team has 3 NCAA championships to its name. And for Florida State, there is a very special fan who is cheering on her Seminoles back at home, and we're talking about Powie Patterson. She signed with the Florida State beach volleyball program in October of last year, and she's part of Team Impact. That's how they connected her with the Florida State program. She's battling a mitochondrial disease, but a huge part of this Florida State team, and you know she's excited to see their success so far.
Oh, I can't imagine how excited she is, and to meet all these impressive young women. What great role models for her.
So Brooke Niles and Florida State wanted to tell you hi, Powie. They know you're watching them back at home. 3 courts in action right now. Let's head over to the threes. All of these streaming on the ESPN app if there's a certain court you want to watch. Still in the first set at all 3. And right now, Anna Long and Kate Privet very close in this set against Delaney Maple and Julia Scholes. And this is a duel. I mean, Anna Long and Kate Privet, I mean, they were really tested the first time these 2 teams met in this tournament.
Well, the first time these 2 teams met, Scholes and Maple annihilated them.
Yes.
I mean, it was 21-6, 21-10. So what a great response. I know they watched film, figured out some ways that they can score, but really nice response after really getting crushed yesterday.
Yeah, now it's tied at 15-all with Julia Scholes back to serve. Kate Privet. She was so good in the semifinal against UCLA.
She just walks like she's on a mission. She's going to achieve something, and she's just so focused. She's undersized, but she gets up and she loves to attack this ball, going angle right between the defender and the blocker.
I see that wrap on Kate Privet's hand. She banged up that wrist a little bit. The CSA tournament, but it's good to go. And she is, obviously it hasn't bothered her one bit. This is the 3rd NCAA appearance for Kate Privet, the 2nd time playing. She was an alternate last season. Earned her spot and showing how at the threes.
Solid side out, and now Florida State 1 point advantage.
Service error by Anna Long.
If I know Julia Scholes, she's going to go back and try and bomb it so she can open up this score. They've been all tied up in this first set.
Do you mean like that, Holly?
Yeah, I kind of know her.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Dane Blanton, she caught his eye when she was playing for Hawaii. They saw her at a tournament, and Dane said, "Who is that?"
Yeah, everybody who saw her for the first time, she came out of nowhere. She's from North Carolina.
That's not nowhere.
Well,
but
I don't mean nowhere, but
know,
in terms
teasing.
of the beach volleyball scene, and everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, this girl from Hawaii, you can't believe it." And I'm like, "Who?" You know, so I've gotten to know who she is.
And there was a time, I think it was close to, the question came up, would she play volleyball again? She was playing indoor at North Carolina, had some really rough concussion issues, and then found an avenue to play the sport she loves in a little bit different light on the beach.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, she's never been happier.
One's bringing them in on the right side of your screen. Gradina and Harward need 2 points for the set.
Exclamation point there by Julia Scholes to go up by 1.
Maddie Anderson keeps it going at the ones here. And timeout's going to be taken by Florida State at the 3s, so we zero in on the ones here. Tina Gradina and Haley Harward, you'll remember just moments ago they had that incredible rally. They were flying all over the sand. Gradina. And Brooke Bauer gets him shaken.
Good read again by Brooke Bauer. Tina Gradina came in a little tentative, just trying to drop a little cut shot, but Brooke Bauer read it all the way for Florida State.
Set point at the 5s for Eberton and Villalpando. Focus on the right side of your screen here, playing for the set. They will play on, a second set point coming. Meanwhile, the ones, Maddie Anderson and Brooke Bauer are trying to catch up. Side switch for both of these. Looks like Gustavo Hocha working with the 5s, Eberton and Villalpando. Second set point, right side of your screen at the 5s. Villalpando, nobody on. Opening set at the 5s to USC.
Great little drop shot, offside out. Sunny Villalpando, a scrappy player, great hand contact on the ball, likes to move it around the court.
Set point at the ones. Haley Harward will get to serve. USC set points at both the ones and the 3s. The ones on the left side of your screen in action. Gradina with the bump set to Harward. Florida State staying alive at the 3s and also at the ones.
At the ones, Haley Harward had 2 different opportunities. She was a little early on her approach and then shot it instead of terminated like she can.
And an ace at the 3s for Anna Long. It's tied at 20. Focus on the left side of your screen, though. This is still set point, Gradina and Harward. Tina Gradina seals it. So now the drama at the 3s. Julia Scholes and Delaney Maple have set point. Long and Privet have really pushed them. Service error, Julia Scholes.
And they will switch sides. Julia Scholes likes that aggressive serve, but so far, last couple a little bit long. Brooke Niles talking with her pair and Dane Blanton strategizing with his.
Kate Privet, who has been so tough, serving now. On the line, it grabbed a piece of it. Julia Scholes.
That ball set a little bit tight to the net, but Julia Scholes able to squeak this by the block of Anna Long. Catches the top of the tape and drops in for USC.
Another set point for the women of Troy at the 3s. Ooh, Anna Long, okay.
Impressive angle right out of the middle of the court. Anna Long shows she's got some range. Starts with a good pass, good set too, up and down by Kate Privet. Wow.
Solid all-around play. Julia Scholes, dug up by Privet. Privet had to readjust her approach. The extra hustle by USC.
But credit Florida State, they are digging some balls, extending those rallies, making USC really work for every point.
It's not easy on either side to get a point right now.
No.
Set point again, USC. Big serve from Scholes. Tip over the block, works for Anna Long. Back and forth we go.
Threading the needle over the block, but too short for the defender to get is Anna Long of Florida State. What a perfectly executed pokey.
You must win by 2. Oh, and a service error. Will this be the time that USC takes advantage of a rare mistake by this Florida State duo? Free ball for USC. Julia Scholes, the set to the Trojans.
Tough serve got Florida State out of system, and that's what created that free ball opportunity for Julia Scholes.
Maybe just a taste of what's to come. It has been a battle already. The national championship on the beach. So some of those players we could possibly see playing here in the future.
We will.
There's a lot of talent coming into the growing sport of collegiate beach volleyball, and right now we're trying to crown a champion. This duel is tied at 1 point apiece. You need 3 points in order to win the duel and win the title. USC in our second flight, the 1s, 3s, and 5s are in action, and the Trojans were able to take the opening set at all 3 of those spots.
Good start for USC for the second flight of matches.
It is best 2 out of 3 on each of these courts. This is the 1s. Tina Gradina and Haley Harward won the first set 21-17, and they're up by 3.
Much better service pressure. Haley Harward put a little pop on that ball, and that's why it popped too tight off the platform of Maddie Anderson.
Brooke Bauer coming in hot, but not too hot for Tina Gradina's block.
And Tina Gradina made that really late move. She made Brooke Bauer think she had line, and then she stole it from her.
Tina Gradina, just such a smart player, an Olympian, finishing 4th in the Tokyo Games. Over to the 5s. Caitlin Moon and Raylan White up by 2 here in the second set on Molly Eberton and Sunny Villalpando.
We expect this Florida State team to respond, right? That they lost the first one, but a chance to respond, switch things up strategically, and see if you can come back in this match.
Villalpando. Right back over to USC. Bump set from Eberton. And Sunny Villalpando places it.
I like the command that Sunny Villalpando takes in the backcourt. You hear her talking. She wanted that free ball opportunity and took it.
Caitlin Moon, yes, to the corner.
Really pretty swing to that deep corner. Set was a little off the net, but Caitlin Moon stays aggressive for Florida State. Set's about 4 feet off the net. Really nice range by Caitlin Moon.
So they switch sides here, and now Raylan White gets the chance to serve. A sophomore, went 9-2 last year, limited appearances for Florida State, but did play at the 4s with Sarah Putt in this tournament, so not unfamiliar
You hear the communication between partners. It's crucial. That talk, letting your partner know, especially when she's hitting what's going on the other side of the net.
Yeah, that relationship, that rapport is something this USC pair really had to focus on. Molly Eberton actually stepped away from the beach game for a little bit in the fall, so she was not with the USC Trojans, had to get reps in January, and then her and Sunny Villalpando came together. They played with two different partners for the first 2 weeks before they have found this chemistry.
How about that serve by Molly Eberton? Hard cross court with some pace. Her father played football at USC, so USC family. Another one.
Now, he was a center for the Trojans in the 80s. Still playing to 21 in this second set. Florida State has to win this second set in order to force a third set. Sunny Villalpando not afraid of the block.
And that's something Dane Blanton's really been pushing her to do. Be more aggressive offensively. Dane Blanton likes the power game, and Sunny Villalpando's been really working hard to add more to her game.
Yeah, her focus working on a ton of hitting, standing at only 5'9". That's still tall for some of us who are 5'7".
That ball caught the back line for Florida State. Molly Eberton checking the ball mark, not so sure, but it happened right in front of the linesman.
Bump set from Eberton. Oh, Sunny Villalpando had a duck out of the way of Caitlin Moon.
I think Caitlin Moon might have rearranged Sunny Villalpando's ponytail on that one.
Scraped the top of her head. It's been exciting to see, especially if you're Florida State, see the progress that Caitlin Moon and Raylan White have made. They didn't get down on themselves when they lost their first two matches here at NCAAs this week. They have won their last two now.
Great cut shot, and they will sit for technical timeout.
Back to the ones, Gradina and Harward up by 2 on Anderson and Bauer. Tina Gradina.
Like I said, she's so hard to read, both blocker and defender. Trying to watch and see where she's going, but it's not that easy to see.
Yeah, Haley Harward was telling us about her partner, Tina Gradina, and she said literally she can do it all. She has a super high volleyball IQ, and obviously she's played on the highest stage at the Olympics. Another kill.
Great set by Haley Harward in transition. Tina Gradina, about her partner, says, you know what? I have never played with such an athletic partner. Haley Harward is a superwoman. She can do it all.
Yes, she absolutely is. Flies around the sand. If you've been watching, you have seen that. These two get to pretty much everything. That one dribbles over the net. Oh, Brooke Bauer pushed it down. USC was asking that she was over on their side of the net.
Well, Tina Gradina did not go up to block the ball because it came over. On this play here, she's just waiting for it to come down. But the referee thought that ball was on the plane of the net, and that's open play if so.
So they will sit down here at the technical timeout with Gradina and Harward leading 12-9. To the threes. Oh, ooh, Julia Scholes coming to this court with some heat.
Julia Scholes always brings heat.
Yep, on her swing. We've seen her do it on her serve. Long and Privet, totally different from when they played yesterday. Anna Long and Kate Privet scored a total of 16 points in the match against Delaney Maple and Julia Scholes. Today they have 23 points in that first set.
Net violation, Julia Scholes on the block, but Delaney Maple there to dig that ball in good position.
Ones, threes, and fives in action right now with the duel tied at a point apiece. You need 3 points to win the national championship. Heck of a serve by Anna Long.
Just a standing serve, but so much pace on that ball.
Delaney Maple tips over the block. Scholes, yes, she will take the line.
Good transition play. Florida State had one defensive contact, but could not score it. Julia Scholes with the overhand dig and kill in transition for USC.
Kate Privet pokes it over. Christina's down there watching USC.
Yeah, Julia's gotten a couple of really good swings. That's something that Dane Blanton actually mentioned to them during one of their timeouts. He said that the defense is still moving when they're going up to swing, so swing fast and hard.
And we know that Julia Scholes can do that, exactly. Oh, pretty hard right there.
Anytime someone's anticipating a shot, trying to run something down, they're moving. So to counter that, you want to attack hard so you can beat them with speed off your hand.
And Scholes has had a successful career, 94 career victories over her 2 schools where she played beach, Hawaii and here at USC. Oh, that was up. Delaney Maple got under that ball. Kate Privet attacking to the back line.
Second chance opportunity. Kate Privet going deep middle, but Delaney Maple slides under that ball. Wow, what a dig for USC. And then Kate Privet on the other side of the net, deep middle for the kill.
Poke shot for Delaney Maple. Technical timeout. Scholes and Maple leading 12-9, and back to the ones, a 5-point lead for Gradina and Harward. They get a 4-point lead.
Yeah, here we go.
Little conference trying to figure out what to do next, especially what's going on defensively on the other side of the net.
Tina pokes it over on that option. And Brooke Bauer just going at the block.
Brooke Bauer set that whole play up with a tough serve, and when that ball went tight, she anticipated that on-2 ball. So good dig in transition by Brooke Bauer. High volleyball IQ. She's been playing, she's been around beach volleyball ever since she was born. Her parents met playing beach volleyball. She played her first tournament with her mom at age 10. Lots of experience in the sand for Brooke Bauer of FSU.
And played at Pepperdine first before coming back to her home state of Florida. She's originally from Fort Lauderdale. And this pair has just worked for Brooke Niles and Florida State at the ones, Maddie Anderson and Brooke Bauer. You mentioned this in the semifinal. They do look just alike. And
right?
They wear their hair
and
the
I think
exact
they
same.
do that on purpose. It's hard to tell which one is which, especially when they're moving.
Good swing from Maddie Anderson.
Little reaction dig by Haley Harward, but she can't control it to her partner. Nice swing by Maddie Anderson.
Harward calling for it behind Tina Gradina. Pretty set.
And how about the termination? No let up there Really important to work that offensive rhythm when you're Haley Harward. Sometimes she's just so quick, she comes in a little early. That time, really nice and aggressive.
Fun to watch Haley Harward go up and just crush a volleyball.
Right? I mean, how do you block that?
I mean, I guess unless you're the blocker or the defender, then you don't want to watch it, but it's pretty impressive.
I mean, in indoor, she was a libero at Long Beach State, turned outside hitter, turned all-conference performer. She can do it all.
Turned great beach volleyball player, too.
And national champion. Haley Harward also has a beautiful singing voice. She sang the national anthem at multiple events since she was 13 years old. I was hoping she'd do it today.
I mean, it's a pretty big duel, though.
Yeah, she had a big duel.
Yeah.
That might have been a little
the
fun.
national championship.
Yeah. I just wanted to hear it.
She has played here before. You mentioned national champion, played in this tournament last year with Haley Hallgren at the threes, so it was Haley and Haley.
Haley squared.
Yes. Haley Harward, it's just tough to defend them right now.
Well, but now that she's coming in and she's established that she can hit the ball, and they know she can hit the ball, that sets her up for her shots. That time a nice redirect down the line.
USC needing 2 more points. Brooke Bauer, that was very sharp and dropped in.
Really nice cut shot. Haley Harward was on her way there, but couldn't catch up with it.
So Anderson and Bauer down 4. Looking for an aggressive serve here?
Oh, always.
Oh, and that sails wide.
Got to go for it. You're down by 4, right? This is a must-win set. By serving cupcakes, you cannot win.
And this is match point, though, for Tina Gradina and Haley Harward. Out. 2 points on the board for USC as the ones close it out.
Great performance by Brooke Bauer and Maddie Anderson in this tournament, but Haley Harward and Tina Gradina, too much today from USC.
Julia Scholes and Delaney Maple need 3 points to bring another championship home to USC. USC just needs to win on 1 more court.
Pretty big cushion right now for Julia Scholes and Delaney Maple, but you do not want to let FSU back in this match.
Here comes Delaney Maple, just enough to go down the line.
Delaney Maple really gets wide, works for her approach, sets up the angle hit, and then pokes it right over the block. This is such a great offensive play, and it's so hard for the defender to come all the way across the court and pick that up.
Oh, good turn by Maple. Here she goes with no one on. Oh, and it came off of Kate Privett's hand, a little bit funny. Championship point. Delaney Maple will do the honors. USC superior in the sand. A 4th national championship to the women of Troy.